Shalom. Allah start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's pushing this truth across four corners of the earth, our faith, truth, and sincerity. This I'm one about back again in the city. That's what we're going to about the so-called white man Esau, Edomite doubles. They pushed out wickedness, throughout the earth, and also they have pushed out violence, in the earth as well, and all that they done onto the earth, to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, all the wickedness, all the violence, it's gonna come back upon them, So we in those times right now, that all the wickedness and violence that the so-called white man Esau and my devils pushed out in the world, it's gonna come back on them, So I'm gonna start off with Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked it. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So I'm gonna start off with this one because the so-called white man Esau and my devils, they try to be like the Most High. They're trying to be like the Lord Yahweh Shah. They're trying to be like the Most High. They proudful and think they could be as the Most High. They trying to be this high praised nation, or people that they think that they think that in their mind they're chosen. Those those imposters over there in the land of Israel, Khazars and Amalek, and they discredit. They discredit, or they don't acknowledge, the Lord Yahweh Shah. They don't acknowledge, the Most High Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shah. Because they think they, in their mind, they think they, are the Most High, but, you're not, and, you so-called white people, Esau to my devils that's in power, you elites, bankers, and so forth, like I said, all the wickedness, violence that you push down the earth, you're gonna reap what you sow. You reap that, you're gonna sow it, it's gonna come right back to you. You sow. You sow. Say that again. You sow wickedness and violence in the earth. You're gonna reap that. It's gonna come back on you. And we in those times, right? It's just coming back on you, so-called white people, Esau to my doubles. Your time of rulership is coming to an end. And the men, Lord, that have this truth, the men, Lord, that have this truth, the apostles and the elders and the brother Great Millstone to teach it, have that understanding, seeing that your kingdom's going down. Now those that don't see it, they just, delusional. They just gonna stay blind until the wrath of judgment of the Lord Yahweh shall come down upon them. and come upon on you wicked Edomite doubles, man. But go from there. Psalms 7:15. He made a pit and dig it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. So these I say so-called white man, East Edomite doubles. They made they made a pit, did it, and they plot, set up, the especially I say to bring down the so-called Negro Latino Israelites, but the plan, the plots, the plans that they have in mind, they're trying to do, trying to take over the whole earth and so forth, and taking going to different countries and taking their resources by violence and all that. It's gonna come back on them. They're gonna, I say, the same plotting and all that they have in mind they're trying to do. It's gonna come back on this, but they're gonna fall right into it. They're gonna fall into the same that pit, and they did. They're gonna fall right into it. So I'm gonna go to the blue letter real quick. Going to let's see. I'm going to not that one. Let's go and it's falling. So go to the Strongs and play it.
Strong's H 5307. Nafal.
So Strong's H 5307 Nafal. So it's let's see. It says fall away. Let's see. Overthrow. Overwhelm, perish. That was gonna happen to you so-called white people. You saw my doubles, y'all gonna be destroyed with a, y'all gonna be overthrown and destroyed by the Lord Yahushua when he returns. See some more. It says the biblical usage. It says outline of biblical usage. It says to fall of violent death, to overthrow. Yeah, so see, that's it on that. So that's what's gonna happen, You Edomite devils, y'all gonna go down with a hard, violent destruction by the Lord Yahushua when he returns in the chariot, so-called UFO with the angels. Because all the wickedness that y'all put out there, the violence, and y'all think that's not gonna come back on you, it will. It's gonna come by way of a great destruction by Lord Yahushua when he returns. But let me see. Go back. So I'm go to into the ditch. So that's
Strong's H 7845. Shachath.
Strong's H 7845 is Shahah. So it's a pit, especially a trap. Figuratively, destruction, corruption, destruction, ditch, grave, pit. Pit, destruction, grave. So that pit of hell. So that's what's gonna happen. till you Edomite doubles. You know, when Lord Yahweh shall return, bring destruction on you so-called white people, red people, Edomite doubles. You know, y'all gonna go down, you know, with a hard destruction, you know, and you know, and to the ground. This place, America, Babylon the Great, gonna be destroyed, you know, by the thermonuclear missiles. You know, y'all gonna be brought down to hell. You know, and hell is a condition. You know, not no underground man with spandex and a pitchfork and horns, you know, and tossing you around in fire with a pitchfork or whatever. No, it's talking about, you know, y'all, you know, hell's a condition. So it's talking about, you know, you you are being brought down low. Excuse me. You know, you're on high now, but your so-called white people eating my devils. When the Lord Yahweh Shah returns, He's gonna bring you down low. You know, y'all gonna be at the bottom. You know, and the so-called Negro, Latino, Israelites is gonna rise up to the top and be in rulership forever. Starting with the Lord Yahweh Shah, King David, House of David, the 100 for the 4,000. You know, the governing body, amen. You know, the elect. You know, it's gonna be, you know, the next rulers of the earth and more. But so I'm go. Okay, that's it on that. So I'm go. So yeah, so I'm gonna go back to Psalm 7:16. His mischief shall return upon his own head. His violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate. So yeah, his mischief, all, you know what I'm saying, all the things that he, you know, the so-called white man east side of my door, they plot, you know, and set up, and you know, the things that they do, especially come to try to destroy the so-called Negro, Latino, Israelites, you know, to try to, to wipe out the Lord's people, you know, but, you know, all their wickedness and violence, they, like I say, pushed out on the earth, you know, it's going to come back on them, you know, and that's going to be by way of those thermonuclear missiles. It's going to come raining down on you, Edomite devil's head, man. You know, seeing the Lord Yahweh Shah return, you know, seeing the Lord, you know, and Lord Yahweh Shah, he can come back with his wrath and anger. You know, we ain't gonna have no remorse or pity for the so-called white man east side of my devils and those that sided with him. Even 2/3 of his people, Israelites, you know, they sold out to the so-called white man east side of my devil. You know, but you Edomites, y'all gonna get it, man. Y'all gonna get that great destruction, and you know, it's gonna be by way of great violent destruction by the Lord Yahweh Shai when he returns. Next verse. Matter of fact, no. Next chapter. So I'll go for now. Job 20:23. When he's about to Job 20:23. When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fear of his wrath upon him, cast the fear of his wrath upon him, and shall rain upon while he is eating, and shall rain upon him while he's eating. So, you know, this goes to about the Edomite so-called white people NWO agenda, New World Order agenda that they want to accomplish. Like I say, they want to be like the Most High. They want to try to put that chip in people, which is the chip, which is the mark of the beast, the CHIP, which is the mark of the beast, right? They want full control, right? You know, they want to have full control of people and this and that. You know, but it's not gonna be fulfilled. It's not gonna be fully fulfilled. You know, because it say when he's about to fill his belly. You go to the word belly right there, means your mind, not the stomach. But right there, it's talking about the mind. So the mind, the plans the so-called white people, East Sodomite devils, the NWO agenda, you know, when it was about to be, full, to fulfill they NWO agenda, but it's not gonna be fully fulfilled. The Lord Yahushua gonna return, he gonna bring down these so-called white people, East Sodomite devils out of power, and those stomach missiles are gonna come rain, like I said, come down on them and destroy this place, America, Babylon the Great. But I'll go from there to. So I'll end off of this. I didn't want to make it too long. Revelation 18:21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence shall the great city of Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." So, like I said, Lord Yahushua gonna return. Like I say, with the angels and chariots like your foes. And like I said, the thermonuclear missiles. It's gonna come raining down upon America, Babylon the Great, and destroy everything here. It's gonna be a great destruction, great violent destruction by the Lord Yahushua when he returns to wipe this place out, America, Babylon the Great. It's gonna be utterly, completely just destroyed. Nothing left. And these so-called white people, East Sodomite devils, they think they NWO plans, or their plans they have in mind, it's gonna work, and it's not. They're not gonna fully, see that be, fully, executed for them, because Lord Yahushua is gonna interrupt that plan, and take down you so-called wicked you so-called white people, you wicked Edomite devils, out of the power seat, out of rulership, So, and like I said, the next ruler is going to be the so-called Negro, Latino, natives, the Israelites, starting with the Lord Yahushua, King David, House of David, 144,000. The elect, and hopefully I'm part of the righteous number to escape the rapid judgment of Lord Yahushua in these times, and be a part of that number, But with that, I didn't want to make this too long. Hope this was edifying. So again, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the sister brothers, to the few Aqua sisters that do listen, keep the faith in Yahushua, keep fighting